Alright, so this is a discussion about having this throttle cable starting to fray off right behind this item right there where my finger is pointing. And that can happen if the outlet of the throttle cable right there is not lined up on this bolt, meaning this is too far that way or too far in this way, and then there's an angle and it rubs against the outlet there on the fitting and starts to fray. So one thing we need to make sure is that this is adjustable, screws in and out right here. This is lined up and there's enough washers to line it up properly with the bolt, so that while doing this there is no rubbing. The other thing is the angle of this item, and you can see how I can easily this plastic item right here, which is holding the Heim joint, or sometimes called a rose joint in Europe. You know, I can move this easily. It shouldn't get stuck. If this is not happening, something is not right inside this. So sometimes we have seen that in one instance that this was like jammed like this one. This, as I said, at this angle, and then as the user used it, it actually produced obviously abrasion at the cable and it gave up. So this needs to be able to go completely like this. And the Heim joint, we will switch over to another view here, but the Heim joint also has a swivel in it. So this is what a Heim joint is, and you can see the bearing inside the Heim joint right here, and it can move, it can swivel. So there is a swivel on the actual plastic part right there. This plastic part goes into this mechanism right here. You can see the threaded fitting that goes against the pedal itself. Then this goes, trying to do all this with one hand, but this goes in here, and then the Heim joint actually goes inside here and threads in. And when it threads in, it gets to the center point, and then we drill the center point and we put the cable adjustment fitting inside of it. But this should be able to rotate on this metal. This plastic thing should be able to rotate, as I shown before in the trike itself. If it doesn't rotate, you can get stuck at an angle. Going back to the trike here, if this doesn't rotate freely, it can get stuck at an angle. And if it gets stuck at an angle, and you check this in your pre-flight, you don't want to fly like that. You want to fly when it's lined up, so that when you're doing this number using the pedal, it's not putting an angle on here. So the angle could be an angle when this outlet right here is not lined up on the bolt. This should be completely straight and parallel. Or when angle could be when this is stuck this way or stuck that way. It needs to be sort of centered like that, and that's something that should be checked in every pre-flight. And usually this rotates freely. So if it doesn't, you know, there's something that needs to be checked. That's it.